Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video. If you're new to my channel, let me just say welcome to my shit show. And if you like anything that you see, please like and subscribe, because it'll really help me out. So I haven't made a video in the last couple of days because I'm a lazy piece of shit. But then I saw something, and I just couldn't avoid making a video on it. So, Karl Jacobs. If you don't know who that is, yeah, what rock have you been living under? Karl Jacobs is one of the Mr. Beast crew, and he has been the subject of so much hate this month for no good reason at all. So, the first thing that I saw was all these fucking TikToks about how he's a useless piece of shit because he's not funny or something. I don't know, people are hating on him for no good reason and saying he contributes absolutely nothing to Mr. Beast videos and that he was just yanked at random and selected to be in these videos, which isn't fucking true at all because he did camera work for Mr. Beast years before he started being in the videos. So I've just been seeing a bunch of these TikToks where people just call him unfunny, I guess. And you know, they aren't exactly incorrect. There really is nothing funny about Karl Jacobs, and in perfect honesty, I don't see the importance he has in Mr. Beast videos, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with him. I don't think he deserves this hate at all. Apparently, so many people are hating on him because he is what you would call a soft boy, whatever the fuck that means. I guess he wears 90s clothes, and that makes him a fucking loser. Now, to be completely honest, there's nothing really interesting about this drama. People just hate him for no good reason. And there is something to be said about that, but there's not a whole lot of content in that. But he was canceled. So, yeah, I'm here making a video now. So, if you didn't know this, in the early days of Twitch, there was this meme that was started around this guy called Ice Poseidon, who was a very popular streamer back then. He isn't so much anymore, but the joke was that he had a big nose, and the letters CX were associated with him. I don't really know how. So there was this meme that CX indicates a big nose. And so Karl Jacobs is doing a stream with another streamer, and somebody has a big nose, I guess. And so Karl Jacobs is spamming CX because he's a big fan of Ice Poseidon and he knows that meme. And as you guys have noticed in the last couple of years, anytime any celebrity or personality or anybody with any internet presence breathes, autistic obese Twitter users lose their fucking minds. So, Karl Jacobs makes a joke about somebody's nose. Not a problem at all. But there is a common stereotype that Jewish people have large noses. Now, these two things are completely unrelated in every single way possible. But because Karl Jacobs has made a joke about noses, he is suddenly a Nazi in the eyes of all these obese, retarded people. Karl Jacobs was not talking about a Jewish person. I'm pretty sure he was talking about a character in a fucking video game. But if you go on Twitter because you're a fucking moron, you will see so many tweets from Jewish weebs pretending like they were personally affected by this. As if Karl Jacobs has just come to their house and tattooed a number on their forearm. Now, after all this fucking blew up, Karl did a stream and he basically apologized on it, but it was kind of a mess and it just didn't look good. And it was a mess because there was literally nothing for him to apologize for. Like, the whole time he was just saying he's not anti-Semitic and he doesn't hate Jews. And of course, the rodents of humanity were unsatisfied by his apology. So, I'm going to show a couple of clips from this apology of his. And like I said, it's a bit of a mess, but he says it's not because he doesn't mean the apology. He says it's because he's not good at talking like this, which is perfectly fine. You can't expect every single person to be an excellent orator. But here you go. Take a look for yourself.
There's a clip going around discussing anti-Semitism, which is something I'm very not okay with. I know that there was a Jackbox joke that went around a long time ago, and I was genuinely, the second it came out, I was genuinely sorry about that, but I want to talk about a clip that came out recently on Mizkif's stream, where I said that I was spamming CX in his chat because I said probably because somebody in a video game had a big nose, and I think people associated that with anti-Semitism. But in reality, in early Twitch, the meme was like Ice Poseidon has a big nose, so people just made fun of him for having a big nose. It wasn't like it wasn't I wasn't coming towards anti-Semitism, if that makes sense, or anything racially charged at all. I don't know if that is clear, but yeah, Ice Poseidon's not Jewish or anything like that. It wasn't meant to be anything like that. So,
as you can see from his own mouth, Karl Jacobs' comments had absolutely nothing to do with Jews, had nothing to do with anti-Semitism, but people are still mad. And I just can't figure out why. Like, this guy really didn't do anything wrong. Another thing people are getting real heated about is, like I said, Karl Jacobs was a big fan of this Ice Poseidon guy, but Ice Poseidon used to do some very, very questionable things on his stream. He was openly racist. He committed crimes on his stream frequently. And because Karl Jacobs is a fan of this guy, naturally that means that he himself is a racist criminal. It does not take somebody with a genius IQ to realize that liking content made by a bad person does not make you a bad person yourself. I like the movie 21, which stars Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey is a known sexual predator. Me liking movies that he is in does not automatically mean that I have raped people. But as is frequently demonstrated by a majority of American population, if you are a Twitter user, you are not capable of coherent thought, and therefore you are unable to grasp such a simple fact. If you guys can remember this, all the way back in 2016, PewDiePie said some very questionable things that were anti-Semitic in nature. PewDiePie has 110 million subscribers. So, does that mean that every single person out of those 110 million is a Nazi that hates Jews? No, obviously fucking not. Cancel culture is a disease. It is completely unrealistic to expect an individual to know every single thing that might offend a single person. All of you fucking rodents of human beings that think it is acceptable to personally attack an individual because of something they said that doesn't apply to you and doesn't fucking matter are the absolute scum of society. I think we can all agree that it is absolutely foolish to actively try to make the world a worse place. Because now you have to live in this world, you have to live with yourself, and everybody fucking hates you. Leave Karl Jacobs alone, he didn't do anything wrong. I'm not saying this because I'm a fan of Karl Jacobs. I don't give a single fuck about Karl Jacobs. I'm just a fan of being a decent fucking person to your fellow human beings. Anyway, you guys, I think we're going to leave it there for this video. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like. If you hate me now because of it, be sure to leave a comment down below explaining exactly why I'm such a piece of shit. But either way, you should subscribe to me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Audioactive, and I'll see you next time.